Welcome to another edition of the Millennial Gems podcast. It is your host, KILLA, and you already know who pulls up next door, SITCHY. What's
Yes,
going on,
sir.
my guy?
Hey, man, I can't call it another day, another dollar, another blessing, another opportunity. Let's get right
Another
to it, man.
opportunity to be great. You already know. We don't waste no time, fam. We hop right into it. All right, so we've heard about there's plenty of side hustles, out there. Plenty of ways to make money. Nobody should ever complain about they don't know how to make more money. There are a million ways to make money. Legally,
Mhm.
that is. Legally.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure probably over, since maybe like the pandemic, we've been exposed to a lot of different side hustles. Myself, I've been put my hands in a lot of different ways to try to make money, whether it was, network marketing and doing Forex trading, becoming a day trader, learning stocks and crypto, investing money in there, uh, getting into e-commerce, selling with my athletic apparel brand that I had with Wellbeing Athletics. And now here I am, in podcasting. I also did try my hand at, trying to run like my own like a fitness training program and um I did for a small for just a short period, try to get into like business consultation, trying to help people set up like their LLC and stuff like that. But podcasting is kind of the current thing that I'm doing. So I'm sure with all the time and all the years that we put in, something's worked. Oh, also Amazon FBM, which is a part of the e-commerce.
Hmm.
But you know, I wanted to talk about first, like knowing what we know now with all the side hustles that are out there. What would you say like today? If you were just like, I want to pick up a side hustle today, or somebody asked you, what side hustle should I get into as of today, knowing what you know now, what side hustle would you pick as your first overall?
So, as my first overall pick for a side hustle, I definitely probably would say either the rental car space, or the like the Airbnb aspect, like the whole having a property and renting it out, or what's the other term they use?
It's like short-term rentals.
Yeah, short-term rentals. Just ways where you're not necessarily have to do any physical work to get a return. So like just having property, renting it out, and you know, the rental car space as well.
Okay, so like Toro, like
Like
something like
Toro,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
things of that
heard
nature.
you.
I mean, this is like I said, I'm y'all. If y'all for y'all that don't know, I'm a clothing brand owner, so I'm very hands on with things, as far as creating things and things like that. But I do know that there's multiple other ways to, as far as side hustles, or even if you want to pitch it as like a full time hustle to really make money, in today's world, because there's so many things that are changing with just how the world is evolving. And I know for a fact, even for myself right now, that I do want to get my hands on, just like the whole rental space type of deal spill. Whether it's with cars, apartments, um, but yeah, just pretty much just purchasing some, owning something and renting it out. That type of deal.
Okay, I no, I ain't mad at that. Rentals, the rental space. All right, cool. I'll agree to that. Let's see. My first overall pick, I would probably say becoming maybe like a videographer. To be honest, learning the
Mm,
camera. Because honestly, in this day and age, like everything is content. So,
that's
and
true.
people are always looking for a videographer, somebody who's nice with the camera to help them create content. Like that's literally, I heard this saying on IG. I forget who said it, but I heard that content creation is literally like the new 9 to 5.
Yeah,
Like,
like
if
especially
you
when
can
you
if
look
you
at
can if you can master using your camera, like master using the camera, whether it's just the iPhone or if you can actually like use like an actual like camera, yo, you are highly valuable, and you can definitely make, a lot of chicken being a videographer. You
yeah,
know your way around like cameras and stuff like that, I'm guaranteed like you're always bound to have a job, or somebody's always bound to hire you for something. Obviously, you gotta have the work to speak.
Speak for it. Yeah.
For
Speak for
exactly.
yourself.
So, but yeah, if I think if I was to choose like as of like today, like now, I would choose being a videographer, just because I think there's always gonna be a demand for people who just want
Some type of
content.
content.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's always gonna be people who want that. So that would be my first overall pick.
I agree to that. I mean, speaking with someone that's kind of taught himself how to use the camera and edit and doing all this stuff, there's a good spill for that. But what I would say is there's going to be a lot of time of you being behind a screen.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. That just be that's the other thing. Like
Yeah,
you got to be disciplined enough to sit behind the camera and really learn the settings and learn about like filters and color grading if you want to take it that far.
yeah.
But you know, I'm just thinking from a standpoint of like if somebody wants like to set up like a podcast, I would be able to set up your cameras no problem. I could
Oh yeah,
have
like
them
the setup. Yeah,
set up your angles and stuff like that. I would know how to connect them to like your camera to your laptop or the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that would be kind of the place of videography I would try to go. But I mean, even still, just being able to have like the rig and being able to record content on the go or just for
Yeah.
like parties or something like that. Oop. Just having recording parties and stuff like that. I think honestly, even still, like that's still a bag you can get. But no, I definitely agree that you got to put some pain and some time behind really trying to learn that craft.
Mm-hmm.
I know,
I mean,
like once you understand it, like it's practically like game over at that point. Like you got it.
yeah, I feel like the biggest thing with that, being able to control the camera is creativity. If you don't have a creative mind, I mean, you'll be able to do some stuff, but you won't be able to maximize your full potential in that because there's a lot of things you can do. What they call it, camera hacks, that are not necessarily taught with the camera. Like when you buy certain cameras, there's like a manual, and in those manuals, the things that you can learn from a creative mind, you won't see on the manual. It'll be something from you figuring out how to use the camera. And okay, if I get this angle, the lighting's gonna pop all over more this way. Or if I flip it this way, it's gonna look like this. It'll give you more of an illusion. There's different tricks. Even with the iPhone, to make it seem like it's a lot better camera than what it is. But that comes with creativity and experience.
Hell
But,
yeah. No,
you
I
know,
would definitely, yeah, definitely a lot of moving parts and
Mhm.
definitely a lot of ways you can really show your creativity and your innovation with your kit with the camera and your
Yep.
content and stuff like that. So, but like I said, that would be my first overall pick if I wanted to choose a side hustle as of 2024 or going into 2025.
Agreed.
Secondly, I would probably choose the e-commerce space.
Mm,
And just because one e-commerce like it's really just like it's here and it's still a growing industry. Like it's still
absolutely.
growing. At this point, like brick and mortar stores, like you be honest, like Amazon is practically just made it like where nobody's pretty much going to stores anymore because everybody's gonna get everything
Get
off
all this.
Amazon because it's just that's just what it is. Like
They got
everybody
thousands.
pays for convenience now. Like that's why people shop on Amazon. That's
Mhm.
why when I was in the Amazon FBM game, I was like, yo, this is a smart move because why it why would people pay more money for a product that I'm selling? Like just to show y'all quickly how like Amazon FBA works. You would go into a store, scan the products, and then somebody buys that product, you buy it, you list it on your store, and when they buy it, you ship it out yourself. That's the FBM route. The FBA route is you would send it in, you would buy it in bulk and ship it to a warehouse, and then Amazon will fulfill it,
For the
make your
food.
money that way. But I chose to go the merchant route where I do it myself. But in order to make a profit, you know, obviously if you buy something for $7, you know, you want to money make a profit. So you're going to probably jack the price up to, you know, like $20 so you can make that profit. Cause you know, Amazon's got to take their fee and then you got to pay for, you got to think about shipping as well. So
everybody got to eat,
you know,
man. You know,
exactly. So, but it's also funny because it's just like you could literally just get your ass up and go to the store and buy that product for $7.
You could,
but instead you'd rather pay that $20 because you want the convenience of it being dropped directly to your door.
To your door.
And I'm like, yo, like Amazon, Jeff Bezos, like that was literally that is literally the greatest invention probably right now in the e-commerce space.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. So e-commerce, I would definitely choose that as my second favorite or second side hustle that I would choose like right now or going into 2025, just because again, like it's a growing industry and it's just like, again, going in store, you know, brick and mortars, they're dying out and everybody's buying everything online. Everything is digital at this point. Like, you know, my only little gripe with e-commerce is that there's just some things, you know, I feel the need, like when it comes to like clothing and stuff like that, like I still need like physical stores and stuff like that. Like sneakers, I don't really need that. Shirts, I don't really need that. But when it comes to like, you know, things like pants or so, like I need a physical store when it comes to pants or like jeans or
try it on,
like that. Like yeah, exactly. Because I need physical stores when it comes to pants. But everything else I know is gonna, you know, fit no problem at all. But honestly, no, and you can make a hella bread off in the e-commerce space. Like, boy, did I make a bag easily on Amazon FBM. And Prime Day just passed. I was just telling somebody this the other day. I was like, yo, Prime Day last year, I didn't even know anything about Prime Day. Good thing I was prepped like in time. But I made a hefty bag in that 48-hour period.
So what is Prime Days for those that don't know?
Prime Day, so I don't really know like the heavy duty details of it, but it's just it's almost kind of like it's just like a time where kind of think of like how we all have like a tax like free season or like think of like Black Friday. You see how we all have like Black Friday like once a year, like that day after Thanksgiving.
So it sounds
that's
like
pretty much what Amazon is. Like you're gonna pretty much go on Amazon and you can find a whole bunch of things that are gonna be on discount. It's just gonna be a whole bunch of sales.
So yeah, so it's a sale. It's a sale on Amazon.
Pretty much, it's just a sales bonanza for 48 hours. Like you can buy anything, everything that you see there. Like whatever you need, like you know, tech stuff, camera stuff, probably things for you like your household. I'm sure, like, but I'm sure we would. Not everybody does it. Like a lot of probably like big brand names probably won't do that on like Amazon because they, you know, they're a little bit more established, so they don't really care. But like other like kind of like smaller scale brands will definitely have like plenty of like deals on Amazon for you to take advantage of.
Oh yeah, so excuse me. You got to make sure you're on that when that time frame comes, man.
Oh my gosh, you can. Oh boy, when I tell you, like, yo, it went crazy. My store went ludicrous. That was the most money that I seen in literally 48 hours. In 48 hours,
that's fire.
I was like, this literally takes me an entire month to make this.
Made that 48
Mind you, what is that telling you? It's taking me a month to make what I just made in 48 hours. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I know what this is. Ain't no way this thing works. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, e-commerce, man. E-commerce is a great space. You know, whether you go to like the Amazon route, and you know, and leverage big brands, or if you know you want to go the regular route where you create your own brand and you know sell on Shopify or you know do it that way. Like either way, you can win. But I would say, yeah, e-commerce is just that's the wave. That's the wave for sure.
The best part about e-commerce is getting a sale while you're sleeping.
Oh, like, hell yes.
Waking up to money is like
beautiful feeling, man. Beautiful feeling. Every time I go to bed and wake up and I got like 10 orders to fulfill. Oh Lord,
that's amazing.
beautiful sight.
It's a hell of a feeling, man. And I'm speaking from experience as a clothing brand owner. Just having a product on your store that you created for someone to find interest in, to purchase, and you wake up and you go fulfill that.
And I have no problem doing it like every day. I mean, obviously, like right now, like I'd be like enjoying it, no problem. Like, as we continue to grow and like, in our business and stuff like that, like eventually we want to be able to get out of it, or be able to have somebody else do the
To do it,
fulfillment, because
yeah.
so that way we can focus on being, so we can focus on being more like the CEOs and kind of just continue to see the vision. You got the people under you that you can pay for to help fulfill that and do all that stuff. But no, honestly, I enjoyed the early days of it, and I mean, to be honest, like I'm not heavily in like e-commerce now. I've kind of slowed down on it because I wanted to I wanted to kind of focus a little bit more back on like the day trading thing. That's kind of piqued my interest again. Some time on to learn the day trading again, because I feel like it's a skill that it's always gonna pay you. And I think it's just a valuable skill set. So, but before I get into that, I'll let you kind of get off what's your number two.
I mean, so to be realistic, since I'm a clothing brand owner, the whole aspect. I mean, the clothing brand would have been the first thing I would still recommend, and the second aspect would still be like the rental space, whether it's with cars or like an Airbnb.
So you flipping it. So e-commerce would be your first.
Yeah, e-commerce would still be my first based off of experience, because just the aspect of having a product online, and it don't have to be a physical product. If you have a story, or if you have some information that you can sell online and make it into a digital product, all you have to do is record this content once, post it online, and
make money from it forever.
Literally, you can have 1,000 people purchase that, and you don't have to do nothing else. You sell your story, you create the content, you package it up online, and you don't have to do nothing else no more besides cash your money out. Like,
digital definitely lit. Like, I have an ebook right now. By the way, make sure y'all check out my ebook, How to Elevate Personally and Professionally as Millennials. Currently, I will make sure I'll leave that link in the description, so y'all make sure y'all buy my ebook. But yeah, digital products, definitely the shit for sure. Like, you just do it one time, something you literally do one time, and boom, you can make money from ever. That's it. You ain't gotta do nothing else.
You don't gotta worry about fulfilling any more orders. It's on autopilot now.
Mm-hmm.
But like some people, that's like, for me, I do clothes. So the most thing that I have to do is to process the orders, as far as just like collecting the data on the Shopify website to fulfill the order, and then bring it to the post office. But even I find that, for me, that is a hell of a feeling, for one, because no matter how many orders I get, like I said, when you have something online that you created, you put your hard blood, sweat, and tears, and for someone to find interest in it enough to purchase, you would love the feeling of fulfilling an order. So that whole process it's a loving process. Like, you gotta do some physical labor work, but it's when you know the reason behind why you're doing that, you don't look at it as work. It's fun. Play some music in the background, get them orders going, pump them joints out, and you just know that
ain't nobody telling me I need to do this now, and when I gotta take a break, and none of that. Like, I'm doing this on my own time here, like, so
when you packing them orders, you're realizing that this is what my hard work came down to. Someone appreciates my hard work enough to pay for it, and I'm giving my customer their products. That's how you gotta look at it. And it's just one of those. It's like, yo, like I said, I did mines, and I recorded on YouTube the process of my first very drop I had online as an entrepreneur, and it was a hell of a feeling. Just learning how to use the whole Shopify website, to using the Rollo printer, label printer, to having the receipts coming out. Like, yo, it was crazy. But there's two sides to it. You could do the physical part where you have a product, or you can do the digital product where it's you more so if you're recording yourself giving free game, or well, not free game, but giving out information packaged up into a bundle so that once people purchase, it's on autopilot. Both
Right.
ways are very successful, and it really depends on you. But like I said, if you could create something that people find enough interest to buy, you winning. You're
You all
winning.
winning.
You're winning.
You can win the game. Y'all can win the rest of 2024. Y'all can win going into 2025. Hit the ground running.
Mm-hmm.
You done just gave y'all what? Four. You done had 4 different ways that you can make money right now.
Literally.
Videography, short-term rentals, e-commerce, or I guess that's more 3, but either way, you got 3 options right there.
3 options. Yeah, and we're both gonna the information is gonna be listed down below. If you want to further yourself with more information, check my YouTube channel out, which will be listed down below. Well, like I said, I showed my process of receiving orders, fulfilling orders, bringing them to the post office, so you guys can get a feel of how that would feel for you. And just like Killa said about the whole his ebook and things like that, the link will be down below. We're talking through experience. We're not talking from a point of view where, oh, I think this is how it feels.
I'm doing it.
We're speaking from a point of view where we experienced it. Like this is all experience. So none of that fluff over here. We speaking straight straight to it. So do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor and pay attention. Pay attention.
All
Free game.
right. 3. What would be your third? What would be your third side hustle that you would think about or suggest?
So my third side hustle. Let me think about this one real quick. Because as I look online, what am I seeing a lot of? That I'm like, okay, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing this. I wouldn't mind doing that, and it's profitable. Um, even so I don't know much about it, but like the whole like trading and stuff like that. I hear about it a lot, like the stocks and things like that. I hear about it a lot, but I can't really speak from experience on the whole ins and out of that. But from everybody that I know that uses it sees a lot. They see a lot of returns and like the stocks, like that whole market. Like I said, I
I
don't know
feel you.
much
Okay.
about it, but I hear a lot of things. So if I was to venture into another one, I would definitely tap into that. I don't know if, and I don't know necessarily if that's just something that. I mean, it's still a side. It's still a hustle.
No, no. Oh, believe me, there are people that quit their jobs because they're
that, right?
like, if you become a day trader, like, yes, you can most definitely quit your job. There's plenty of people who teach stock like options and teach forex and stuff like that, and you start making a bag off that, you can quit your job and literally just do that, and that
Yeah,
will practically fund your entire lifestyle.
yeah. So, like I
So
said, I don't
it's
know the exact analytics about behind the whole thing, but I do hear a lot of reviews from people close to me that are doing that. So, that's something that I would find interesting and definitely see what's going on with that because, like I said, I do hear a lot of good things about as far as the returns, and just the whole idea there. But right now I got a lot on my plate right now, so I haven't really tried to venture out to that. But when I do get some more time, I definitely will try to figure all that out and be a part of that. So
Yeah, I could speak a little bit on that from experience for sure. I was back in 2020 when I joined like this network marketing company, part of which I said I would never do again because that is just a mess. Doing all that whole, somebody's above you, you only make money if you bring in people to the team. Just felt like a whole entire like Ponzi scheme, and I didn't want to do all that anymore. I'm just like I'm good on that type of stuff, network marketing. But
yeah,
I will admit it did help. It did help shape my mindset for where I am today because it did teach me that I can't keep playing defense. You have to go on offense.
absolutely.
I had to start doing things that were going to, uh, push my life forward, that will allow me to position myself and position my family for the future to come. So I couldn't keep depending on my 9 to 5 to keep paying me. I had to start putting money, into a skill set, putting money into investing, putting money into creating a brand or a product. Like I had to learn something in order to make some money.
Yeah.
And so part of that company that I was in, they taught Forex trading, how to become a day trader. Forex trading is just simply you exchanging one currency for another currency on the foreign exchange market. And honestly, you can make a bag off trading. And you don't even have to go to Forex route. Like you can trade futures, you can do stock options. And a lot of people, they make a lot of money on stock options. Like that,
Yeah.
you can eat real good off stock options. But even so, you got people like, shout out to like Aristotle Investments, who does stock options. Shout out to you know, uh what's his name? Wall Street Trapper, teaches you how to invest in stocks like that. You got EYL that teaches you pretty much like the basics of like, finances and investing, with the master investor, Ian Dunlap, Troy, and Rashad. Like they all these guys here, they
get
can all
to it.
teach you they're in the finance space. They're in the stock space. They can teach you how to make money in the market. Another person who, if you want to learn like Forex trading, Q Banks. These is people here that can literally just give you the game on, how to master making money in the market, whether it's the US stock market or the foreign exchange market. Either way, you can make money as a day trader and quit your job, like for sure. So
Yeah.
that, from my experience, I haven't quit my job from trading yet because I've been very inconsistent with it. But from what I've done over time, oh yeah, for sure. I've seen quite a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand, a couple blown accounts that kind of pissed me off. But that's just because I didn't have the mindset and the discipline to stick to my plan and um stick to my trading principles. And so,
Like that.
yeah, I would say, doing like investing and stuff like that and day trading, definitely a good hustle to get into for sure. My third, I'm thinking, if you like, this would be my third: affiliate marketing.
So
Affiliate marketing is just
for the people,
so.
just let them know what that is.
I mean, essentially, it's just say Miles. Obviously, the Miles got the Sitchy brand. So say I ask Miles for, if he has like an affiliate link. So every time somebody uses my link and buy something from Miles' store, Miles will get a profit and I will get a percentage of that profit. So, obviously I would negotiate with Miles, maybe give me, 10, 15% of whatever that profit is. That's pretty
Yeah.
much affiliate marketing. And
So
that's very, very, very much hands off.
yeah.
Now I've only gotten one affiliate link from this guy named Chris Johnson, because he also taught stocks. He's actually who I went to when I was learning about like stocks and stuff like that. But he had this affiliate link for like all his courses and stuff. And I've managed to have people use my link to purchase his courses. And then from that, I receive a little, percentage of whatever how much the total sale was. So, and that's completely hands off.
Hands
You ain't
off.
gotta do no type. All you really gotta do, you just gotta maybe market the product, maybe just talk about it a few times. But affiliate marketing, I don't think that's difficult. Like I could even do affiliate marketing here. I could do affiliate marketing for my ebook if I wanted to. Like I could easily create like an affiliate link, and then if you get somebody to buy my ebook, I would happily allow you to have a percentage of that.
Because what that does
As long as they buy through your link, though, they can't.
Right.
If they come directly to my page, then obviously I'm gonna get 100% of the sale. But if you were to use that link that I gave you, oh yeah, most definitely. you can make some money off that. So I think affiliate marketing is probably like another great like side hustle to get into, because it's like it's literally completely hands off. Like you ain't got to worry about, you know, having a serving nobody. You ain't got to worry about having a physical product or anything like that. You ain't got to stress yourself out looking at charts all day. You feel me? Ain't no like heavy do like research. Like you can literally just negotiate, maybe just continue to just promote the product that you know that you have. Like it, and I mean, obviously, like I said, the more you promote it, the more people that use your link, the more money you can make.
Yeah, and it's
So I
like
think that's a good side hustle too. Like, um, I don't know how exactly like super profitable it can be, but I think if you just need like something easy enough to kind of, you know, to kind of just,
get your
you know,
feet
get
wet.
your foot in the door, you know, yeah, get your feet wet. I think affiliate marketing is a good spot to start. You know, again, like you just gotta be willing to, you know, negotiate and you know talk with some of your favorite brands, or somebody who has a brand and somebody who's willing to, you know, to have an affiliate link and who's willing to, you know, allow you to take a cut of whatever their profit is.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my third for sure.
I hear that. I hear that.
All right, so y'all heard it there, y'all man. Y'all had e-commerce, you got short-term rentals, you got affiliate marketing, you got uh what did I say? You got videography. My gosh, what was your day trading? That's another one. Like you got plenty of ways to make money, yo. Like, come on.
And
There's
this is
no
just like
reason why there's literally no reason why you can't turn your life around and, you know, change your life for the future. Make it better for your future family and for generations to come. There's so many ways to make money. You don't have to be an employee for the entirety of your life. You don't have to. That's just what we're programmed to believe. But you don't have to do that.
you don't.
I really don't have any intention. Even before like investing, I still never had any intention to work until I'm 65, 70 years old. The minute 2020 hit, I already knew that I wanted to change my life for the better.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this last 10 years, it can't be the same as the next 10, 20 years. That last 10 years was me in high school and college and my first, like, maybe 4 years of adulting. But
Yeah.
this next 10 years, it got to be different. It can't be the same. Like, I have to change my thinking. I have to change how I move. I have to change how I act. I've got to elevate because I don't want to be stuck here forever. There's a certain lifestyle that I want, and I can't do that. I can't live that if I'm not doing the things that are going to get me there. I don't believe that a job is going to get me there, or I don't believe just a job by itself is going to get me there. I
Nope.
have to do something a little bit more proactive I have to learn a skill set. You got to learn something. You got to build something. It isn't that hard, y'all. Like, it really ain't. I
But
don't think
it's
this. I
like
don't be selfish. Like, yo, if you especially if you're a person who got kids, don't be fucking selfish. Have life insurance. Build something so that way your children can eat when you're dead, or and your family. Like, don't leave them stuck with your paying for your motherfucking coffin and shit like that. Don't leave them paying with funeral fees and shit like that. Like, don't be selfish. Build something.
that's real
Master a
life.
skill set. Do something though. We want to keep complaining about how that we hate our jobs. Well, then go out and learn something. Yo, we have 24 hours in a day.
Mm-hmm.
8 of those hours you're supposed to be spent sleeping. 8 of those hours you're going to spend at work. Now, what are you going to do with the other 8 hours there? Well, you can divvy that up however you want to, but my suggestion would be to use maybe about, 2, 3 out of those hours to master a skill set, work on your business or work on something, your side hustle. Go out and do Uber and Lyft. Go do DoorDash, Uber Eats or something. Just make some extra side income.
Mm-hmm.
But you ain't got to sit here and, keep complaining about how much you hate your goddamn job when you can do something about it. And those are the type of people that just get on my nerves at this point. Like, here I was complaining about my job when all I had to do was just do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just do something about it. There's a million ways to make money out here. We just gave you 5, 6 of them. And there's plenty more.
Plenty more, but like you was just saying, and a lot of this all starts with the mindset. There's one thing if you're complaining and not doing anything about it, and there's another thing if you're complaining and making a change. Don't be that person complaining and not doing anything about it. Don't be the person that's not making any change or effort for your current situation. If you're gonna sit up here and whine all day and blame everybody else but you the problem. Because there's so many ways to make money nowadays that if you refuse to try to figure it out, it says a lot about you. Because we just mentioned a few different ways to start your side hustles or start getting money. Few ways of a million other different ways. And it just all starts with the mindset. If you want to make change, you're gonna make change. No more of this excuses shit. I just like you were saying, Killa was saying it so. People that make excuses, that it irks my nerves as well. Because why are you gonna sit up here and complain and blame everything else but you on why you're in your current situation? Oh, I didn't get a job because they didn't like me. They don't like what I do. They don't like I'm coming in late. You gotta come in a lot earlier. You don't like working for people, then figure it out on your own. You want to be an entrepreneur, you got a hobby, turn that skill, get a skill set, create a skill set. Even if you like cooking, master that. Start making content. Become a content creator. There's so many ways to go about this, but it all starts with the mind. If you're not built to want change, you have to want the change. If you don't want the change, it's never gonna happen. Because newsflash, nobody's coming to save you.
Nobody. Not Superman, not Batman, not your mama, not your daddy, not your grandpa. Nobody.
Nobody's coming to save you. And when you understand that when things occur in your life, you have to have that mindset to overcome that, to know that it's going to be overcame. You know that you're going to overcome it. That all starts with just thinking positive about things when your life ain't going the way you want it to go. Stop sitting around and blaming everybody else but your damn self. Get up off your ass and figure it out. We're not doing no more of this excuse shit and then blaming everybody else for why you're not in the same, why you're not where you need to be. You're not where you need to be because you're using your energy to find excuses. And you should be using that energy to find a fucking reason, to find a fucking way. Dig deeper. We're not settling for no more excuses. You around me, if there's a problem and you are not using your time to figure out how you can find a solution. Shit. Hold on, bro.
No, we good.
Oh, I switched to the other camera by accident. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, man, we're not feeling bad for nobody that comes up with excuses no more because there's so many ways to make it happen. Change your mindset. Stop blaming everybody else, and put your hands in the dirt and get dirty. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Y'all think that, oh, because of how you look or because of what you've done in the past, that shit matters now for people to try to help you. Nobody gives a fuck about what you're doing 10 years ago, 5 years ago. What are you doing right now? You have to make that change, but it all starts with the mind. Like we mentioned before, nobody's coming to save you, and the faster you figure that out, the faster you can figure out how to become successful. Because no one is going to be around nobody that is constantly making excuses. Dig deep, figure it out, stop making excuses, make it happen.
Factual. Seeing how we kind of getting a little emotional rise right now. You know, I wanted to talk about something. I want to talk about something that I seem to have triggered a lot of people the other day. So I want to talk
Let's get right to it.
A little bit about emotional IQ. So, this, I always put out a lot of different content. A lot of it positive content.
Absolutely.
So, this one day on my threads, you look through my threads, put out positive stuff all the time. Maybe barely any engagement. Now, all of a sudden, when I want to really talk like a man, like you know, really come on, you know, strong, pause. Now everybody got something to say. So I put a thread out there that said feminine men argue with feminine women. And then I put masculine men don't argue with feminine women. Now, for the record, I was strictly I didn't put any and clip I didn't put no context behind it. I just said that and left it be. But what I was referring to was emotional IQ for men. Now I definitely also too probably just didn't need to put, you know, feminine women because you know, then I had there were maybe some women who was like, well, what are you considering like arguing like a feminine trait? Which I am not saying is a feminine trait. So I could have just left it, you know, feminine men argue with women. But let's just say it definitely triggered a lot of men for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, with myself personally, I tell almost every woman this. Like I tell everybody this that I know. I don't argue with women. Period. One, because it's a fight that I'm just not willing to get into, and I know for sure that I'm probably just not going to win. I don't like to argue with women because women will really take it there, and women will speak from a place of emotion rather than men who should be speaking from logic and not emotion. I think unless you are talking to, you know, therapists, you know, then you can be able to express yourself. I'm not saying that men shouldn't be, you know, should be emotionless. But I just think from a point of when you're arguing, you're making a statement and an argument, it needs to be a place from logic and not emotion. So that's why I made that statement. But it was just clear as day, like there were a lot of emotional men in there. And right after I put that thread out, you know, I did make another thread that said, for context, I was referring to men. I was referring to emotional IQ for men, and it still just blew up. Now, clearly, and I don't take it back. I said what I said. I stand on that firmly.
He said what he said.
I said what I said, and I'm not, and I don't take it back. I said what I said. I would have
And
probably just not. I would have probably not put the feminine woman, you know, in front. I probably would have put. Not. I could have probably just scratched out feminine in front of woman, and just said women in general without having put feminine women, being so specific. But I said what I said, and you know, there were a lot of likes, a lot of likes. So I'm assuming a lot of people definitely did agree with it. I had some women in my comments agreeing with it, but a lot of them was just a lot of men. Oh boy, did I tell you, like the name calling got crazy. Some of the men was just really in their feelings about something else. And it was just like, damn. So this is and it just made me just realize, like, damn, this is the type of shit that we want to talk about. This is what we feed into, this type of energy here. It's like I gotta put out positive content for nobody to really want to engage with it. But now when I want to mention masculine and feminine, now everybody got something to say, right? Oh, it's triggering now. Because I'm calling men feminine because they want to argue with women and shit like that, right? Listen, you will never catch me arguing with a woman ever. I've argued with one woman in my entire life, and that's because, you know, she really pushed me to that limit to do it, to argue with her. But in almost every woman that I've met in my entire life, I have never argued with them. I don't throw words with women. I just don't do it. That's just not me, personally. I don't find a need to argue with women about anything. I'm not gonna do it. I just don't. I don't have the energy. I don't have the capacity. I'm not going to do it. I can recognize when I don't do something right, and it needs to be done correctly. But I'm not gonna do it so long that, you know, it's gonna force her to get mad and then be in my ear about it. Because, like I said, I don't like having to argue with women. I'm not gonna do it. I refuse to do it. I don't want to have that type of animosity in a conversation, because if we're gonna get into an argument, chances are that you're not gonna talk in a regular tone.
Mm-hmm.
Your tone is you're gonna turn the volume up on your voice when you're talking to me, and I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, that definitely.
I don't like yelling. Period. I don't like yelling unless I'm in a basketball game or something like that, or if it's like sports or something. I don't need to yell. I'm not going to. I don't like yelling at people. I don't like raising my voice at people. I don't like doing that. You're not about to get me out of character for whatever reason. I just don't like to yell. I don't like to move that way. That breaks my aura of peace when I have to raise my voice or you force me to just get out of character. I just don't like to do it. So, you know, I just said all that to say that, men just need to move from a place of, logic and not emotion. Just when it comes to, responding or reacting to something. Again, not saying that men need to be emotionless. Still express yourself to the right people for sure. If you need to express yourself, very much express yourself to somebody who's willing to listen. Get yourself a therapist if you need be. Please do that. I'm not against that at all, but I am against men who like to just throw words back and forth with women, who just like to dive into women's conversations because they see something going on and just want to just continue to bark and go back and forth with them about something that didn't even involve with them. That's what I think is a wrong with like a lot of things that we see on social media. Conversation, you give your intake, and then all of a sudden, now you mad and just talking from a place of just like emotion rather than actual facts. But that's just my spiel on that.
Nah, I hear that 100%. But I do feel like there's some gray areas in that when it comes to depending on who the what person is. Like
Okay.
we just if this is a chick that we like, whatever way, we definitely not doing that. But if it's someone that you love, someone that you have invested your time into, I don't think arguing is appropriate. But I think it's important for them to know your side of things and to get your point across as well. That doesn't mean to obviously, raise your voice and do all types of crazy shit, but I think it's important for you to be able to speak your mind and voice your opinion and exercise that type of interaction because the last thing you want to do is when you're dealing with someone is to hold a whole bunch of built up emotions and then start moving different around them because all that's going to lead to is you to start doing stuff that you don't normally do. It's going to cause you to do something that you might regret. It's going to cause you to look at her in a completely different way. It's going to be a lot of more tension going on. The tension is going to build up to a level where, like, anything is going to irk your nerves to the point where you do something that may not be you. And it's just the exercise of being able to express yourself. We have our point of views, women have their point of views, but we have to come together to have a common, at least a common understanding. You don't gotta agree to what I say, but you gotta understand where I'm coming from, so that when things go left, or if you trigger, or you whatever the case may be, you understand why this action was presented. But the whole, oh, you're a bitch, fuck you, da, 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 for no reason. If you just online and you engaging in some bullshit just to talk shit to women, yeah, you're a cornball for that. Like that's the unnecessary shit. The only thing that I'm saying is if it's someone that you love and you're dealing with and you invested your time in, I think it's important for you to have to be able to express yourself and voice your opinions, your thoughts, because the last thing you want to do is go seek that attention from someone else. Then we talking about a bigger problem at that point. If I gotta go talk to another female or vice versa, if female go talk to another nigga about the problems within, that's a bigger problem. That's a bigger problem. And y'all know where that can go with. It can escalate real quick. So like I said, I'm not with the whole arguing thing, but I think it's important to exercise the importance of being able to express yourself because all that shit ties back into to your mental health. You got that shit stuck inside of you and you boiling up. One day you might go off for a drink and get faded and you don't even realize it. Now you turn into this animal because of all the built up tension. I see that
Facts.
happen a lot, a lot of people. Like they've been, and you say to yourself like, yo, what's going on with them? Why they doing this? They wasn't able to voice their opinion and express themselves. And females can be the victim of it. Males could be the victim of it. It goes both ways. So if you have been in a situation where you feel like it can get into an argumentative situation, well, for one, read the room. If you're dealing with someone that can't articulate anything and you know it's going to go the wrong way, you don't even deal with it because you know what's going to come with that. The extra, I'm not, just like you were saying about the whole yell. I don't do good with the whole yelling shit. We ain't in no military and army shit. You ain't about to be yelling at me, try to get your point across. It's gonna elevate me to be going more. So if we can't have a civil conversation, express your side, I express my side, pack it up. Because the only thing that's gonna come after that, somebody's gonna get physical.
Yeah, I don't, and I couldn't. I mean, I don't believe that there's any woman on earth that can probably push me to. Well, one, I would never hit a woman, period. But I don't believe that there's a woman who can push me to that point to ever want to put hands on them. I would never want to do it.
Yeah, no one would want to do it. You could always be in a situation where, like, you know how women could get, bro. I've heard so many stories about how people been in relationships where because they're not telling them what they want to hear, they get punched in the face, they get slapped in the face, they get kicked, they don't let them leave out the house. Bro, and then you get put in situations, real sticky situations, bro. From the outside looking in, it looks crazy.
So okay, so
That's how
now this. So okay, just to tie up the emotional IQ part, definitely just being able to just listen. I was just saying masculine men, don't argue with women because when they're listening, part of emotional IQ is being able to listen and understand. You're actively listening to what's being said. You're trying to understand the situation. You're trying to understand her feeling. You're trying to understand the situation so that way you can make the proper decision of how to respond or react or go about the situation. That's
Mhm.
mainly what I was kind of getting at when I had made the statement. Just have good emotional IQ or build good emotional IQ. Like masculine men, they have that's how men should move. You should be moving through logic, not emotion. You should be able to understand. You should be able to listen actively. And I say that every time. You need to be listening actively.
Actively listening, that's
Listen
important.
to from the start to finish. Allow her to get her point off. But again, I'm not going to entertain from the other side of it though. I'm not going to entertain it if you don't talk to me in a regular voice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that rah rah
keep
put
keep keep,
shit.
keep
We don't
turn
need
the
that.
keep the volume neutral. Because the minute you turn that volume up to talk, I don't want to listen to it anymore until
All
you
I'm
are able
hearing
to turn that volume back down.
rah, rah, rah,
Turn
rah,
that
that's all
volume
I'm
back
hearing.
down, then we can talk. I will actively listen. I will actively try to understand the situation, but not if that means that you're going to be on your high horse and you feel the need to turn the volume up when you speak because that's just how you are, because you're emotional about what you have to say. And that's what I was just saying. Like, just men don't do that. Masculine men don't do that. So, but what I wanted to get into, because you said about where we mentioned about kind of putting our hands or men putting their hands on women, things getting domestic.
Mm-hmm.
So I once heard that if obviously we know if man puts their hand on a woman, it's a wrap,
It's a
regardless.
wrap.
Like it's game over. You done lost, bro. That's it. But I once heard that if a woman for okay, so the breakdown was if a woman puts her hands on you the first time, you let it go. If she puts her hands on you a second time, you call the cops. She does it a third time, you now have the right to show self-defense. Meaning, we all know self-defense means that you have technically that right to strike back. So I'm just curious, do you feel like there's at any point that if a woman like winds up and like she like, and I'm not talking about like a slap or anything like that, or like like that little petty slapping, like I'm talking about she full fist and she tries to fucking Mike Tyson your shit. Like she
Mm-hmm.
tries to black you. Is there any way possible that you would ever feel the need to defend yourself and have to strike back if she does it like 3 or 4 times.
But that's the thing. Unless people got to, and this is why women got to understand this as well. We all have natural reflex. I'm not saying that it's okay to do anything like that, but yo, if you go from talking to all of a sudden getting smacked the shit out your face or punch the shit out, your natural response is gonna be like what like what the fuck, and then you get hit again, and you get hit again, and you get kicked, and now you get like you get shit thrown at you. It's gonna bring a different person out of you. But what I say that to say this: if a female is getting physical with you, what I do say you have the right to do is to at least I'm not saying to throw them away, but I'm talking about to at least like kind of restrain them, because the last thing you want to do is start throwing punches as well, because we all know how that can go.
Yeah,
Well,
nah,
not
the man ain't
all,
gonna win. The minute we land up, the minute we land, or the minute just the hit that physical contact happens, like that's a wrap.
so
The
yes,
whole story then changes just because I did it.
so now it goes from you getting beat up or punched someone to, oh, man puts his hand on woman, strikes her 7 to 8 times, leaving back broken or some crazy shit. Like it'll come up to some crazy story when in our reality you was trying to defend yourself.
That's all it was. Like I got a busted lip. Y'all don't see my eye. I got a black eye. Like you don't see these scratches on me. Like I wasn't trying to fight. No, I wasn't trying to fight her. I just tried to defend myself. That was it. But now I'm going to prison. I'm the one who's got to take the L because I chose to defend myself. I've always felt like that was just a little bit just like backwards, like how that always worked. I mean, obviously, I believe like nobody should be putting hands on anybody,
So
especially men on women for sure. Like, don't do that. But when a woman does it to a man, it's just like, yo, it's hard. Like, how are you? It's really like a kind of like a double standard. Like, we have plenty of double standards. That's one of those double standards.
yeah, bro,
Men can't hit women, but a woman hit a man, and as soon as he hit back, it's a wrap.
but that's the
That
fucked
still
up thing
goes on
about
him.
it's the fucked up thing about it. That's why you have to obviously know who you're dealing with, but sometimes you never know who you're dealing with to a
Oh,
situation
you
like that.
never know. I never know. To be honest, bro, this is not a person on earth. Like nobody. I don't. All right. For me personally, I don't have trust issues. I don't. But there's nobody on earth that I'm giving 100% trust to. Everybody that I know, every friend, every associate, every person that I work with, like if I'm be transparent, I'll keep it 100 with you. I can't say that I have 100% trust for anybody. It's not to say that I don't trust you. It's just the fact that I know how humans are.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, we're all doing things for our own agenda. At the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, so I give most people 80% trust, because that other 20%, I'm expecting you to do some wild shit that's gonna fuck this whole relationship up.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that you would do it, but I'm saying I'm just giving myself that comfort to be able to back off or just have, some cushion to land
To land, yep.
so that the
Yep.
impact isn't too bad. Because me
Mm-hmm.
giving a whole 100%, you rob me of that. Now I'm assed out.
Passed out.
At least if I gave you 80%, at least if I know you do me greasy, at least I
Yep.
know I can back out. Or at least if I fall flat, at least I know I'll be fine. I have a little cushion. So there's nobody on earth that I give 100% trust to. Everybody gets 80% max.
Mm-hmm.
And
I,
that's just my philosophy though. I don't know about you, but that's just my philosophy.
nah, I
80
agree.
everything in my life is 80-20. Everything is 80-20.
I agree
80-20
to it.
split.
I agree to it. You know why I agree to it? Because you got to remember, unless you've been with this person through all seasons, you don't know them. And even at
Exactly.
that, you still don't know them. You can be dealing with someone for over 3 or 4 years, but you only been dealing with them when they've been happy or when things been good. Have you had dealt with them when things are not going good? When adversity hits, and you got to really figure out how they respond to that, because how they respond to that is how they can respond with you. What do they become desperate? Are they in desperate need of doing something? Are they willing to sacrifice their freedom to take some shit from you to better their self? Like yo, it goes a long way with that, because There's so many motherfuckers that you can be cool with and known for so long, but you only known them under good conditions. You never known them when adversity hits and things are going left. You don't know that person yet. So you can never, even with a female, dating a female, you can never put your full trust into them until you have seen them in all seasons. And even at that, things can still go left. So what you gotta really pay attention to is patterns. And I'm very big on patterns. I notice shit, and that's why I'm quiet most of the time. I don't speak until I start noticing shit. I'll notice something about you. You won't even know about your damn self and be able to call that shit out before you even realize it. I'm just that observative, and you got to be like that with everybody, bro. Never just like even with this whole bro word. Everybody really not your bro. They're not your bro. Like that term gets used around a lot, but everybody really not your bro. A lot of bros are backdoor you. A lot of bros are smash trick behind your back. A lot of bros are line you up, knowing that you got some stuff that a lot of people want and will give put money on your head to you know what I mean? Like a whole bunch of just crazy stuff that can go left for all of the fact of you feeling like you can trust somebody. You don't trust nobody. And if you do, you trust them to a degree because like just like in life, everything's good when everything's good, but when things are bad, you don't know what to expect. You
Facts.
got, just like you say, you got to leave that room of cushion to land so that if shit do go left, it's so like okay, I didn't put my all my eggs in one basket, so I know that there was a little bit of room for that, and it's better for you to be okay with that versus thinking, oh, I can't believe he did this. I can't believe she did this. You don't know the person. How can you not expect them to do that? So you just got to keep your head on a swivel and
Just
you
how
know,
humans are. And like I said, not
yeah.
everybody, and again, like not everybody's gonna be like that. Not everybody's gonna show you that. I'm just saying, I've always been a prepared individual.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always gonna be prepared for that moment. I don't know when it's gonna happen. If it does happen, if it doesn't happen, then cool. But I've always been a let me have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be prepared for it to happen than to not have prepared
Yeah.
for it at all,
Yep.
whether
Yep.
it happens or not.
I
I
dig it.
mean, of course, it may not happen for like a year from now. It may not happen for another hour from now. It may happen 60 seconds from now, but I don't know when it's going to happen because it can happen anytime. But the
Yep.
fact is that I will be prepared to deal with it. You're not going to catch me off guard, no how. Like, you're just, well, even if you do catch me off guard, I'm still going to be ready to deal with it.
Yeah. That's another thing.
I can deal with it.
That's another thing. A lot of things like yo. Speaking of that, like being caught off guard or not being on point, yo, the saddest thing, bro, is like even where you're in places where you feel like you should be able to put your guard down, you can't because we done seen it in so many different situations where people are getting robbed or killed in places where they should just be relaxing and chilling at. From home invasions to Nipsey being killed in front of his own store, like yo, you gotta always be on point.
Yeah.
Always. Don't ever think that it can't happen to you.
Oh yeah, no, I let go of that like that mindset a long time ago.
Like, yo,
I let
no,
go of that.
me,
That's why I'm a licensed, I'm licensed to carry now because I'm just like there is no more. Crime happens everywhere. I don't believe that there's a place where there's crime is not gonna happen. Yeah, there are places that might have lower crime, but I think that places that have lower crime is actually a place where people are actually looking to commit crime. You see a bare minimum of crime. That means that there's an individual out there plotting right now that's planning to do something because they know there's not a lot that goes on in this area. So now I can take advantage of that.
and
So
it's
I mean, again, like I don't believe that there's no place on earth that there's not going to be crime. Crime is going to be everywhere. That's just the way of the world. There are just bad people out there who
yeah,
make poor decisions. But like I said, I have a license to carry because I will simply not be caught off guard. You will not catch me with my pants down. I will have it. I'd rather have it than not need it than to need it and not have it. I've been trying to get my mother to understand that. She's starting to come around. She hasn't gotten it yet, but she understands. You know, my sister, she's probably not gonna get it, but she has something to arm herself with when she goes out. But like again, I encourage it all the time. Like, yo, just don't be caught off guard with ever. Always be prepared. Even if you don't know when it's going to happen, you should always know exactly if it should happen. How do I go about this? What's the action plan if it does happen?
Yeah, so, man, that's really just just staying on point and never thinking that shit's always gonna be peaches and cream, because a lot of these stories you hear about people getting robbed or getting killed, it all happened because people didn't think it could happen to them. Just knowing.
Yeah, some. I mean, Nipsey. I don't think Nipsey that was just some street shit. Like
that was some street shit, but it
was just some fucked up street shit. Like
it's fucked up street shit too. But it's like I don't think in his right mind he would have thought that a nigga would have came back and spin the block like that, or that nigga that did that. Because if he did, I'm pretty sure he. But we all.
Nobody's expecting like to have somebody have a gun pulled on them, especially when you just having a conversation. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Expecting that was an area where he should be able to have his guard down. You know, he's making money in the area. He's helping people out in that area. You shouldn't even have to worry about someone about to come shoot you up because of a word exchange that y'all had. But like I said, you can't think it can't happen to you, because it could. And a lot of people think that they're invincible. Yo, there's somebody for everybody. If you think you're big and bad, there's somebody else big and badder. Like that's the reality. It don't matter in all aspects of life, bro. People gotta get that. People gotta understand that. If you think you're bad at something, there's someone badder. Straight up. Don't sleep on nobody. You know what I mean?
Nobody.
Don't put your eggs in one basket.
Never. I mean, when it comes to myself, at least, I'm always bet on myself. So I always put 100 eggs. I'll put all eggs in the basket. I'll take your eggs and put them in my basket. I'm always willing to bet on myself. That's the only time I will do it. The only time betting on myself. Well, I put all my eggs in one basket. Everything else, nah. You get a portion.
You just gotta understand, man. It's real out here, and you gotta pay attention, be alert. Don't sleep on nobody. In relationships, people out in the street, like it's so many stories and stuff you see, bro. About like it just is crazy. Just be respectful to people.
Yeah, no, I will always be kind to people for sure. Always be kind to people. Just treat everybody with respect, like.
Because there's somebody right now, and
that's don't know what anybody's going through or anybody's thinking right now. Just
there's someone right now walking this earth, either driving, walking on a bike, and at that breaking point, could have lost a parent, could have lost a child, could have lost anybody, and just waiting for someone to say the wrong thing to them to let it loose. To let it loose.
I agree.
Don't be that person on the other side.
Wholeheartedly agree, bro. All right, y'all. So that's another one for y'all today. Again, I'll drop down in the description. I'll make sure y'all have the link to purchase my ebook. Again, how to personally elevate. If you're trying to elevate as a millennial, personally and professionally, my ebook link, my link to my ebook will be in the description below. Also, you'll catch Miles will put down his YouTube channel if you are interested in learning how to get into the e-commerce space, learning how to use the Cricut machine if you want to create your own clothing products.
Yep, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, all that.
Exactly. So make sure y'all also too subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also hit that follow button on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever platform you listen to this podcast on. It's been another episode of the Movie Gems episode. What's up?
Now I'll tell them make sure they run it up. Run them views.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Run those subscriptions up. Run those reviews up. Yeah, 5-star review, please and thank you. 5-star review. We are over and out.
Peace.